Welcome back everyone to AFC, Action Figure Captures. In today's video we have a figure that I was really looking forward to picking up, and I'm so happy to have actually been able to add into my collection. And it is actually the boys' Crotch Noir figure. Black Noir figure. Sorry for the bad pun, but once we open the figure up and you get an idea and you get to see the details on the figure, you'll kind of see that NECA seems to have gotten a little carried away in the midsection of the figure, and things look a little out of proportion. But other than that, the figure looks amazing. They did a really great job. The detail, the actual sculpting of the figure, the texture of the figure suit and everything is incredible, and they did a really nice job. With the box here, you can see it's a very simple design. It's basically just solid black with the Black Noir logo, and then basically you have, of course, the boys logo up top. On the side panel, it's just the same information. Whoops, sorry. It's the same information there with the Black Noir logo again, and just the Ultimate Action figure. And then on the back, we have shots of the figure himself. And you can see basically just him on the side stance, and it's not too bad looking on the side stance. And then at the bottom there, you can see him holding his weapons. He comes with 2 small knives, and they do give you 6 interchangeable hands with the figure as well. And then of course there's a shot of his back, and then of course the figure description. If we zoom in a little bit, hopefully if you want to, you can actually pause and read that description. I'm hoping it's in focus. But yeah, so that's basically the packaging. It's the same thing on the other panel as well. They do mention the 7, and they have the VOT logo there at the bottom. As you can see, there is the VOT logo. And yeah, that's basically the gist of the packaging. At the bottom, just in case there's anyone who needs it, there's the barcode. Oh, let's flip that around. So that's the barcode in case anyone wants to pick him up or try and find him online. Okay, this actually, thankfully, was actually available through a seller here in Ontario, Canada. Thankfully, someone had actually ordered a second copy of the figure online in a Facebook group. And I want to thank Daryl for the figure. And he had it available and at a reasonable price, and so I picked him up, and I've been looking forward to getting him. And a friend of mine, Will, in the US, was looking for him in the stores in Target, and unfortunately wasn't able to track him down, so I'm glad that Daryl had him available, and I'm really happy to have him as part of my collection. So let's move on. Inside the box, of course, this is going to be a little hard to see because the figure is solid black, but you do have the panel there with the panel artwork, and then inside you can see the figure himself. Unfortunately, the lighting isn't really going to let me show you him inside the packaging, but based on the left and right of the figure, you have the hands and the weapons, and then of course the figure displayed in the center. I don't know if that's showing up because I can't see my screen at the moment, but I hope you guys at least can see roughly what he looks like, and if not, we're going to take him out of the box now anyway and give you a feel for what he looks like. Just to give a huge shout out to Grime City Customs as well, and you can see all the little props in the background there. That's all done by Grime City. He does amazing props for dioramas, and he does dioramas himself and everything. They look incredible. You can see the parking meters there, of course, the garbage cans with the garbage bag. The pizza box does have a pizza inside and everything as well. All the pylons and everything, and yeah, just amazing work. They look great. The actual vent on the side of the building there by the doorway is another one of his custom pieces as well. And you can find him online and on Instagram at Grime City. And I'll zoom in on the logo there on the box, I hope, and we can, or sorry, on the garbage can lid, just so you can get an idea what his logo looks like. And then I'll also mention the name in the description as well, so that you guys can look him up if you're interested. He does incredible work. Everything is highly detailed and looks incredible, so make sure to check him out. And he makes everything from ATMs, payphones, everything you see here. He makes blockades for like parking blockades and everything. Just a lot of amazing stuff. Make sure to check him out. Okay, so here is the figure out of box. As you can see, he is solid black, hence the name Black Noir, and basically they've done a great job with the finish on the suit. I hope you can see some of those details and the texture of the suit and everything on the actual ab plates and the chest plates. He's got, I believe it's 12 knives all over his body, or at least 10 knives, and then he's got 2 that he actually can hold on to, and he uses them, and he's basically like a stealth ninja. He does have some battle damage on his forehead there, so you can kind of see the mask actually has some scratches and scrapes on it as well. And I hope that's showing up on camera. It's a little hard to angle the lighting to kind of show those details off, but you can see the texture of the suit and everything. It's really well done. Now, as for the crotch that I mentioned earlier, as you can see, when you open up his legs and kind of begin to pose him a little bit, his crotch does become really, really prominent. So as you can see there, he's got a fairly large cod piece, and yeah, it's a bit, I think, over the top. I've seen shots of the suit after the fact, and I've gone back and watched the show a little bit to see just how accurate that was, and quite honestly, it is quite accurate. They really didn't go too over the top with it, but it just seems so much more obvious when you're looking at the crotch in this particular figure. It looks really obvious from certain angles, and yeah, I don't know if they could have designed that differently to be a little less obvious, or possibly made it a little bit flatter so it doesn't look like it was sticking out so much. But outside of that, the figure looks pretty amazing. The details are incredible. They did a really nice job with the details on him. So I'm just trying to angle the lights in here so that we can actually get a better look at him. I'm hoping this will work, but I'm not sure. There we go. I think that's a bit better. Yeah, so you can see they did a really nice job with the sculpt. All the details on the hands and everything look great. They actually did put little small scuff marks and scrapes and details on the gloves and everything. You can see the details on the knives and everything. I'm hoping I can bring them a little closer so you can see all that. The details on the suit and the actual texture on the suit looks incredible. And then of course you can see his back. He is a little limited with articulation. He's got quite a few cuts throughout the body. So he's got a waist swivel, he's got an upper body ab crunch. He does have single jointed knees and elbows, which are going to limit the posability quite a bit for action shots, but he is quite articulated for the most part. There's just a few things that are a little lacking, like that's about as high as you can get his elbow to go, and his knees don't really bend all that far either. That's about as far as he can get his knee to go. So he's a little limited, so trying to get him to do some action poses is going to be a bit of a challenge, but we should get some nice shots out of him anyway. The materials are all kind of a soft rubber or soft plastic, so you can actually kind of bend him quite a bit. He actually does angle quite well. It's just a matter of finding interesting poses to shoot him in and then taking the shots. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of kind of stoic standing poses, however. Something like this. But we will see what we can get out of him. So he doesn't balance as well as I was hoping as well either, because the feet kind of have an odd curvature to them, so he doesn't balance quite as well as I was hoping as well. But for the most part, he does look great. It's going to be a little limited for our posability for photos, but for display purposes, he'll look incredible on your shelves with the other figures. And mentioning that, we do have Homelander. And they are a 7-inch scale figure, so they actually are a little bit taller than the G.I. Joe Classified series and the Star Wars figures and so forth, but they are a nice scale. And here we have, of course, Starlight. Hoping I can get them to stand properly next to each other here. But there we go. So yeah, so you've got Starlight, Homelander, and Black Noir, which are the 3 releases from the line so far. All 3 figures look great. They've all had, you know, a few kind of odd choices made, like Homelander looks a little stubby in the legs. I'm told if you cut the actual waist section up a little higher, the legs look a little bit longer. I don't really have the nerve to do it, but I'm told it does make him look a little bit better. Black Noir, that giant cod piece is a bit of a distraction. And the limited posability in the arms, because I mean the other 2 do have double jointed elbows and double jointed knees, so I wish they had done the same with Black Noir. I'm not quite sure why they didn't. And there is no upper thigh swivel as well, so it's a little hard to angle him. And Starlight, the odd thing with her was her arms seemed like excessively long compared to the other 2 figures. Like they're almost as long as the other 2 male figures. But for the most part, they've done a very good job. The likenesses of the characters are actually quite well done. Homelander's face sculpt needed a little bit of work, but for the most part, still looks quite a bit like the actual actor Anthony Starr. So it is still quite close. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy to have them. And quite honestly, I love the series. I think they did an amazing job. And they do shoot that here in town, in Toronto, Canada. And it's really cool to see these figures making it. They unfortunately, I believe Homelander and Starlight just finally started making it into Canada about a month ago or so. Thankfully, our friend Will of the channel, a friend of the channel Will in America, actually ended up picking them up for me and sent them to me months earlier. And so I've had them for, God, I want to say at least 6 months or more. So I was grateful to have them early. And I believe Black Noir will make his way up to Canada, but right now he's not available anywhere but Target, it seems. And it seems like he's only available online at the moment. So again, I was grateful that Daryl happened to have a copy for sale that he picked up. Oh, sorry, there goes Starlight. But I was grateful that Daryl did have the extra copy for sale, and I was really happy to pick him up. And he had it on for a very fair price, so it was hard to say no. Okay, let's move into the photos, and we'll see how well he looks in photos and everything, and we'll try and do some nice edits to make the character look as good as possible and to do the character justice, because he did a good job with it overall for the most part. Thanks again, guys, for coming back to the channel. I really hope you're enjoying the videos, and please continue to like and support the channel, and we'll keep these things coming. Thanks so much. Have a great day, guys. Take care.